All right, good evening, guys. My name is Tim Jacobs. I make my home here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, as most of you know. Super excited to have you on the Zoom this evening. We have some powerful information to share. I'm going to get out of the way here very quickly. I got started with LifeWave back in July, early July. Was introduced to it just like you're going to be introduced tonight. Going to see some information. When I saw it, I was really blown away and could not wait to get started. And it's changed my life. I'll share my testimony with you guys later on in the call. But again, I'm going to step out of the way and introduce this powerhouse, Miss Verdita Monk. She has years in the industry, multiple million-dollar income earner. But the thing I love about Miss Verdita most is that she has a heart of gold and really committed and dedicated to seeing her teammates win. And that's one thing for you to make money, but when you are committed and in the trenches with your team and want to see them succeed as well, that just speaks volumes to me. So I'm forever grateful for Miss Verdita Monk and all of her support is my mentor with LifeWave. She's reached the top position in the company, senior presidential director, in less than a year's time. And again, it just has, so many things going on, blowing it up, has business in the United States, has building a team in the UK as this is a global business, but most importantly, just impacting lives on the health front as well as on the financial front. So I'm going to step out of the way, Ms. Verdita Monk, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for putting this call together and that wonderful introduction. And I just want to give it right back to you, Tim, because it is very, very refreshing to work alongside people that, have the same type of business acumen, just passion about what they're doing and helping people. And I know that what you discovered when you first wore this patch has propelled you to just really tell as many people as you can. And that's why you're all here tonight, is because Tim continues to spread the word to as many people as he can. And so let me just tell you really quickly how I got here. Okay. My husband and I are first of all, we're entrepreneurs, and a friend of ours reached out to us one day and said, "You've got to try this. I got something you've got to try." And what he was referring to was what you're going to be hearing about tonight, this little bitty patch, this little bitty tiny patch. That's what he was referring to. And when we got the patches, we really didn't really understand why we needed the patches, because in our minds, we were healthy people, not on any type of medication. But we were literally about to go out of town, and he said, "You need to try these patches." So out of obedience, my husband and I put this patch on, not expecting anything to happen. And so that night, both of us, something may kind of spectacular happened to both of us. First of all, I slept like a baby. Now I can normally sleep very well, but this time I slept like I've never slept that I could ever remember in my life sleeping like that. But my husband slept really well, as he always does, because he snores really bad, to the extent that I could not hardly sleep in the same room with him. But he would be choking and coughing. And this went on for 10 years, and it got worse and worse over the last few years. And that night, he did not snore. Now, that was in my mind, I didn't notice it at first. I mean, I didn't know that it was the patch at first. I thought I was lucky, a lucky night. But the next night, the same thing happened. And it really got my attention. And I told him, he says, "Really?" And so we had been invited to a call just like this one. We heard some incredible things. You're going to hear some incredible testimonies on this call, and they're going to inspire you just the same way that it inspired us. But that's why I'm here, is because when I heard what I heard and saw what I saw, and my husband the same thing, there was no way that we were going to let people that we care about not hear this information. And that's why Tim is so passionate about you being on this call tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get right into this presentation so that you can see. I hope I've got the right slide up so that you can, see what you came here for. And so what I want to ask you this question, have you been patched yet? Have you been patched yet? Well, you may or may not have been patched, but if you've not been patched, you're going to be so anxious to get patched after you get off this call, because you're going to hear some things that are going to, let you know that this patch will elevate everything about you. It's going to reactivate stem cells that are in your body that have been dormant. and it's going to regenerate your whole body, you guys. This is very, very exciting. Now, let me tell you why all of this is so important. You see, our bodies were meant to heal themselves, but as we get older, we don't have the tools within our body to make that happen. In other words, the stem cells in our body are the tools that I'm referring to. They are in every organ of your body. And so when something happens, when you're young, really young, and something happens, you get a bad scrape or whatever, your body heals pretty quickly because it's designed to heal itself. But as we get older, by the age of 30 years old, half of those stem cells are dormant. And by the time we're age 60, almost all of them are dormant. And that's why some people, when they have chronic issues, they rely, they'll be willing to spend tens of thousands of dollars in some cases to go and get what we call a stem cell injection. Now, if you're not familiar with a stem cell injection, I just want you to know it's pretty popular now, but it's very expensive, just like I said. It's something that is not covered by insurance. And it's about 30% of the time, it's not effective. It doesn't work. And the bad thing about injections is that they're localized. If you've got a pain in your knee, but also you've got unbalanced brain or have some type of neurological problem, it's not going to help that because you put the injection in your knee. Or maybe it's something, maybe you got a bad heart. You put the injection in your knee, it's not going to help the heart. And so, but this patch I mean, it's very intelligent. It knows what your body needs. And that's why I'm pretty sure you're getting excited already and about this, okay? So that's why we're talking about this patch, because it does way more than an injection would do. Let's talk about the person who created these patches. This man by the name of David Schmidt is the CEO of LifeWave and the inventor of the X39 patch. This man has over 180 patents. But let me tell you how this scientist and inventor got started. He was commissioned by the federal government about 20 years ago to create something for the Navy SEALs to keep them energized for over 36 hours at a time, because they would be going underground in these submarines and they needed to be energized on a natural level. And it took him 3 years to create his first patch, which was called the Energy Patch. And he just kept producing, developing all these different patches. The man is just brilliant. Well, about a few years ago, back in 2008, that's when he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And then back about 3 years ago, after 10 years of research and $4.5 million that was spent, he brought this patch to market. This is his masterpiece. Out of all the things he's ever done before, this is his masterpiece, okay? So that's why we're so excited to be here to share this with you. Now, this patch is patented, okay? It's something that no other company besides LifeWave can market for the next 17 years. But let me read something directly from the patent itself. It tells you right here, it elevates your copper peptides. Copper peptides are very important to the body to help heal the body. And also, when you elevate those copper peptides, they in turn reactivate stem cells. Now, that part right there was what scientists said could never happen. As a matter of fact, I was literally talking to a doctor about a week ago, and she heard back in 1997, she said that there was going to be a patch coming out one day that's going to do what we're talking about. But she didn't, I mean, and when she heard about this patch, she says, it's here. She never thought this would happen because, again, scientists says what is being done with this patch could never be done, okay? And so you could only get your stem cells in your body by depositing them in your body with injections, but that's not what's happening here. And it's going to also elevate antioxidants in your body and much, much more. So let me tell you how this thing works. This is a proprietary form of phototherapy. Another word for that is photobiomodulation. A good way to describe that is think about when you go out into the sun, and when you go into the sun, it elevates the vitamin D in your body, right? That's a form of phototherapy, but it's not like the sun is putting vitamin D in your body. It's not something floating around in the air. It's just your body the light of your body absorbing and reflecting off of the light of the sun. And then it elevates the vitamin D. Same thing what happens with this patch. Right in the middle of this patch are nanocrystals. These crystals are made in a lab out of plants and salts and sugars. And so this is nothing, you know, no animals, no nothing that's in this plant. This, what happens is when you put this patch on your body, let's just say if I put it right here on my hand, the light of my body, see, we're light beings and we have heat and light. When we put this patch on our bodies, the light of our body reflects off of the crystals. And when that happens, that turns around and elevates the copper peptides in our body, and in turn reactivates those dormant stem cells that I was talking about. And so then, let me tell you what else happens. It's non-transdermal, meaning it's nothing that's going to penetrate in your body. See, so many people are concerned, oh, what are you putting in my body? Nothing is going into your body. And no drugs, no chemicals or stimulants. And it's non-invasive for those people who may think, you know, it's going to, you know, put something into the skin. None of that. This is why it's such a beautiful situation. Now, I want to say this, our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. All we're talking about is something that is going to reboot your body based on phototherapy. Now, here's some of the benefits that you might experience, and most people do, when you wear this patch. Increased strength. Everybody needs strength, especially as we get older, we get weak. Reduced inflammation. We already know that inflammation causes most illnesses and diseases within our body. Increased stamina, energy and vitality, and mental clarity. I want to, you know, say personally, those two elements right there are what I really appreciate, because I'm a busy person. I have big projects. I'm an interior designer. And so I have a lot of things a lot of detail work, and sometimes several clients at a time, a lot of detail work that makes me have to focus, and then I feel overwhelmed. But since I've been wearing this patch, I feel very confident. I don't get stressed thinking I can finish finish a project on time or get all the things done. This is major, and I know most people deal with a lot of stress. Restored muscle or skeletal conditions. As we get older, our bones either get brittle or something called osteoporosis sets in. And if you fall, for God forbid, I mean, it's going to be hard for your bones to rebuild themselves. Whereas this patch is helping restore those muscular and skeletal conditions. Now, improvement in sleep. I gave you an example when we first started about how I slept so deeply and my husband stopped snoring. And I mean, it's just a beautiful thing for him not to snore. I'm telling you, it was scary. Sometimes I just thought something major was going to happen to him, because you know, he would get up and it just looked like, you know, just uncontrollable. You know, all the coughing and all that kind of stuff. Improved skin appearance. There are so many people that have been wearing this patch. Their skin, their wrinkles are going away. You know, the skin is lifted, all of those. So what we're here to talk about is achieving optimal health, a state of complete mental, physical, and social well-being. So once again, the disclaimer is that LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. This is not a drug, okay? Now, let me remind you that in order to create this patent, you've got to prove it. And therefore, there were over 80 case studies that were done. And those case studies are listed on the website that you see right here called thisisit.info.com. There are doctors' reviews, actually videos of doctors explaining why they use the patch, why they recommend the patch, why are they part of LifeWave, what are copper peptides. A lot of 2-minute videos are on that site. And I think it will enlighten you more, because there's no way we can cover everything we need to cover on this call tonight, but we're doing our best to give you some information. So in those case studies, the first few days, they say that 4,000 genes began to reset. Now, why is that so spectacular? It's because just compare that to when you drink a glass of red wine. Do you know that red wine has something called resveratrol in it? That's why they say it's good for you, because it helps with your heart and helps you live longer. But they only reset 2 genes at a time. So that's a whole lot of glasses of wine you'd have to drink to get 4,000 genes to be reset. So within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. You know, people deal with issues like PTSD, autism, dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that, anxiety. But the brain became balanced within 6 weeks in a lot of people's situations. Within 3 months, the collagen began to increase. And once again, collagen is in your bones, your skin. I mean, it is all through your body. And that's very important. Okay. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. A good example that I can share with you that was in real life. I was at an event one day, about close to a year ago, maybe a year ago. And this lady had been, this patch is 3 years old now. This lady had been wearing this patch for 2.5 years. And she had a test called the vascular test. And it's supposed to measure, like a way to measure the age of your heart. And they came back, and she was 73 years old. And they came back and told her that her heart was measuring at 35 years old. And she said, and they said, well, something must be wrong with the calibrator or something. We need to retest you. She says, oh no, you don't need to retest me. She says, I'm taking this patch. My heart is reversing in age. So it is said that for every 6 months that you wear the patch, it reverses your heart by 8 years. So if you do the math, if she was wearing it for 2.5 years, that's five, let me see, yeah, 5 increments of 8. That's 40 years. Okay. And so David Schmidt is saying this is not anti-aging, this is age reversing. You know, how cool is that, to literally be reversing your age? Okay. So I hope some of you are getting excited now. How are you going to wear this patch? It's very simple. All you got to do is put the patch anywhere on your body, 12 hours a day and 12 hours off to allow your body to repair and rejuvenate. Now, it's you know, the diagram that you're seeing in front of you indicate the patches below the belly button or behind the neck on your C7 vertebrae. And that was because when they did the case studies, they were just trying to be consistent and wanted everyone to wear it in the same location. But those are good places to place them. But you could put it anywhere on your body. So after 12 hours, just throw it away. Put a new one on the next day and repeat this process. Very, very simple. But here's the most important part. You must be hydrated. You see, when you start wearing this patch, an ingredient in your body called glutathione, which is an antioxidant that's killing the free radicals and toxins out of your body. It's going to increase that glutathione. So you want to flush those toxins out of your body. And you can, and this patch has energy. And so you want to, the energy is going to flow much better when you're hydrated. Okay, so that's very important. Now we're getting to the most exciting part of tonight, and that is the fact that, you know, I want to say this, that our patch is sophisticated. You probably got that already, understood that already, but it's very simple to explain, and that is because people are explaining it just by what's happening to their bodies. We have testimonies, you guys, real live people on this call that can say what this patch has done for them, and they want you to hear about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the screen and I'm going to ask Miss Monica Moore if she would unmute herself and come on and share your video, Monica, and tell these people what this X39 has done for you, what your life was at first before the X39, and what is it like now.
Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Perdita. Please excuse my video screen. I have some technical difficulties, but I just want to welcome everybody to the call. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Perdita. Thank you, Tim. Listen, I started this journey many, many years ago. I have a chronic spinal condition that started 20 years ago. So I've been 25 years with 12 different spinal surgeries. And most recently, I started X39. I think about three months ago now. And I can tell you that I was not able to be mobile. I had to stop work. I was using a walker. I initially really wasn't mobile at all. Now, to be honest, I'm walking without the use of any devices. It's been a godsend for me. My blood pressure has been regulated. My skin has been regulated. I went to the ER for something different and all my blood work was perfect. You know, I was pre-diabetic before, but you know, everything is in order. So I am so grateful for this opportunity. I just need to share this with as many people as possible. You got to get patched. You got to try it. Because proof is in the pudding, as my grandmama would say. We got to just take a leap of faith and just know that there's other options out there for our wellness. And thank you for letting me share. Back to you, Miss Perdita.
Wow, Monica, that is an incredible testimony. I mean, all those years of spinal surgeries and all that. I mean, and then all of a sudden we're in this patch. I hope y'all got that. This is an example of something that doctors could not to solve the problem for Monica. Monica, I'm so glad you know, the patch worked for you and that you're enjoying your life a lot better. And thank you so much for sharing your powerful testimony. All right, next I'm gonna call on is a lady out of the North Carolina area, Ms. Gwen Millsap. Can you unmute yourself, Gwen, and share your powerful testimony? Let me see. I'm able to. Gwen, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you share your video as well?
I'm trying to. Let's see here.
Okay.
Okay, there I am. Can you see me?
Not yet.
Hold on.
Not yet.
Hold on 1 second. But you can hear me, right?
Very well.
Okay. All right. If you can hear me, that's good. I don't want to hold up the time. And I'm having problems too. I was tuning into the meeting and headed to do a patch myself, a meeting with someone that's very excited. But I just wanted to let everybody know that I got patched. It's been, I think I want to say last Friday or a week ago. And I had problems with my sciatic nerve. I had my youngest daughter is 45 years old, and I have not been able to do bend over and touch the floor or do anything strenuous because of my sciatic nerve. And so we were in a meeting and this patch was presented to us. And can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. And I put the patch on, and immediately as I put the patch on, I started to move. And I started to lift my legs up and I began to, there was no pain. It went right away. So I got so excited, I was able to bend over and touch the floor for the first time in 45 years. Because I love to exercise, but I hadn't been able to do any of that. And so I took the patch home and I put it on my husband. My husband has had chronic PAD, bone spurs, and a whole lot of traumatic injury to his legs. Also, his circulation was poor. So I took it home and put it on him because he had been immobile for like from May to October. He said, okay, go ahead and try it. I don't think it's going to do anything, but try it. I put the patch on my husband. He was sitting down in the den. About 15 minutes later, I was looking for him. He had gotten up. He walked with a cane, left his cane, went out and got in his truck and went back to our pond. He said he was down there walking around. He said he was trying to convince himself in his own mind that this is not even going to work. But he said the pain left him. And I told him, I said, well, I'm so excited about this. I want to do this. He said, well, I don't know about you, but I'll be getting patched the rest of my life. So I just want to thank Ms. Perdita for coming into my life. And also Dr. Emma is the one that presented it to us at a boot camp at our church. But guys, you're not going to believe it until you try it. So like she said at first, get patched. Thank you so much.
Wow, Miss Emma. I mean, not Miss Emma, Miss Gwen. God, all this stuff that happened to you, 45 years of bend over, and then your husband walking with a walker, immobile for several months. and then gets up and walks and oh my God, this is
And when,
incredible.
and when he went to bed that night, he didn't snore. He has not snored since he had this patch.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
telling you, he was on a sleep apnea machine. He does not need it. He does not snore anymore.
Wow. You know, that gives me the, because I mean, I've been in this company a year now, a little over maybe a year and a half. I'm not a year and 2 weeks or something like that. Because we were there, you go. All of a sudden, now everybody get to see your pretty, everybody get to see your beautiful face now.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Miss Gwen. Okay.
Okay.
I've been in this company since November of last year, and a little over a year. So I hear testimonies every day. And I mean, I'm never shocked because I know what the patch can do. I'm just more inspired and I'm more encouraged and I'm more excited for the people that are being helped by this patch. And so now you see, when we started out, I was telling you why Tim is so passionate, why Miss Gwen is so passionate, why Monica is so passionate. We got work to do, y'all. We got to spread the word, and that's the bottom line. So let's get back to this presentation and get this call, you know, keep it going. I told you that you can go to this website. This is at info.com. More information there. I'll share it with you. Now, I want you to take a moment and I want you to put your business hat on. Put your business hat on, because in addition to us, you know, getting healthy, y'all, we have an opportunity to get wealthy. Have you ever wanted to get wealthy? Well, here's your chance. Let me tell you how it's going to happen. LifeWave is a 19-year-old company. It was doing about 20 million for quite a while because mostly doctors were selling these little patches in their office. All of a sudden, the X39 came along, and like myself, who are entrepreneurial, who started spreading the word, because this, you heard what it just did to Miss Gwen. You heard what it did to her husband. You heard what it did with Monica. It went to 320 million. It is almost at 400 this year. At the end of this year, we should be about 400 million. And next year is projected that we could go to $1 billion. That's what I mean about putting your business hat on, because this is, you guys, this is a perfect storm. We're in over 75 countries. So not a product that you just, you know, take for granted. This is not something you can go to Walmart or Whole Foods or any of these other companies that sell nutrition products, weight loss, or skincare. You can't get it anywhere except LifeWave. And so this is what, you know, it is something that you definitely, you know, want to take advantage of right now, because our company is voted, I mean, it's not voted, it is acknowledged as the second fastest growing home-based business on a website called businessforhome.org. And so the time is now, you guys. You don't want to wait. You want to spread the word, because the company will compensate you very well for doing so, because it is going to work. Now, I wanted you to look at this screen and look at some of the words on this screen: family, time, freedom, security, travel, better health, less debt. Let me just talk about those, a couple of those for a moment. With regards to family, yes, family is number one on all of our lists. But what about being able to help your aunt who has Parkinson's, or, you know, your uncle who is diabetic and really strung out on diabetes, had a stroke and all those different kinds of things. All these things I'm talking about, this patches help people with those situations. You don't want to be living to be 90 years. My husband just left this morning to see his mother, who is 94 years old. The woman is a picture of health, and it's refreshing to be around your children when you're not, you know, just having all these health issues. And that's the way I want to be. I don't want to be around my or great grandchildren or whatever, and I'm in the bed sick. You know, so when you talk about family, you want quality time with those family members. You don't want them to be feeling bad because you're not healthy. Time, freedom, to be able to do the things you want to do. That's why my husband was able to go to Milwaukee, not because he is an entrepreneur, but because we've created something called residual income, which we're going to tell you about in a moment. Security. Please rely on Social Security. I mean, it is getting worse and worse, and it may even go away. I've been reading some articles recently. Do not count on Social Security. Put your future in your own hands. Travel. I'm gonna, you know, our company is giving away some fabulous trips this year. We've got one that you can qualify for to go to the Greek Isles, another one to go to the Bora Bora. Listen, everybody loves to travel and see the world. We are going to experience better health by using these patches, and then we're going to show you how to get out of debt. Okay, so let me tell you how this works. Let's say this is you here. Let me see who's on this call. Let me see who's on this call. Let's say this is you. Let's say this is you, Christina O'Shell. Christina, this is you getting started. Let's say you went and told, you know, one of your best friends about this, and she got excited and she decided, oh, I want some of those patches. She decides she wants to come on board with you and get a package. Okay, and the package, I'll tell you about those packages in a moment. But you're going to be building a left team and a right team. Let's say we put Christina, let's see if we put your friend on your left side. Then you had another friend named Bob, Christina, and he went and fell on your right side. As soon as you get 4 people that get what we call our silver package, and they fall 2 on your left and 2 on your right, that's when you become what we call a manager very quickly, and that will put you in a position to start earning money. And that's the residual income component of our pay structure. You can earn up to $25,000 per week in our binary. And we know some people personally that we are rubbing shoulders with that are making that kind of money. Okay, so it's happening. It's not something we think is going to happen. It is happening. Now, let me tell you what else can happen to you in this pay structure. You can qualify for something called matching bonuses. This is my favorite part. Why? Because as you share this with other people, it starts duplicating. Let's say you enrolled 10 people, they each got packages. And let's say they each made $1,000 this week in that binary. Do you know the company will give you 25% of what they're earning? That's $250 per person. That's $2,500 on your first level. The people, let's say those 10 people went and shared it with 10 people and they joined. That's 100 people on your second level. Let's say they each earn $1,000. So that's 100 people times 1,000. That's $100,000. You're going to earn % of what they earn. That's pretty cool. And then those 100 people, let's say they enrolled 10 people. Now there's 1,000 people on your third level, 1,000 people, and they each, that's $1 million, you guys. 20% of $1 million is 200,000. Let me tell you something, it's going to happen. I only talked about 10 people. There are people on this call that have enrolled 30 and 40 people. And do you realize that those one day, it's going to happen. And one day there are going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of people getting overrides from. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to share with you how you can get started, because I know many of you are wondering, how can I get started? Well, let me talk about that. The first thing I want to do is explain these packages, okay? The first package, you heard me mention that silver, where the silver is the package you want to consider if you said, well, me and my husband want to use this product. We just want to be a customer. We want to try it out. We want to show you how to get this at wholesale and become a brand partner. If you do not become a brand partner, see, these 3 sleeves right here are $100 a piece, and you get 3 of them for $300. That's $100 a sleeve. If you decided you just want to be a customer and just buy it straight from Christina, you're going to pay $150. That is the retail price. So brand partners get it for wholesale. But this is for people who just want to just use the product and get used to it. Okay. But let me just tell you first of all, looks like each one of these patches, there are 30 of them inside what we call a sleeve. See, they come in this beautiful packaging, and then this sleeve goes inside this envelope. So it's a gorgeous packaging that we have, and 30 of them come in each one of those. But the person who's wants to be a business builder, that means they definitely want to make some money with this. You may want to get the gold pack, because it allows you and your spouse to have a 30-day supply. But now you have 3 more sleeves to share with other people. See, that's how we do it. Because can you imagine if you shared this patch with 30 people and all of them came, or most of them came back saying, how can I get some more of these? So you're going to make your money right back. But the gold package also allows you to get promoted to manager. You cannot get promoted to manager unless you are a gold, but you can always upgrade. If you came in as a silver, you can upgrade to a gold. That's $500, right? The next package I want to discuss is what we call the diamond. Now, many people who are really, really serious, they decide to go with the diamond package. Tim got the diamond package. You know, Miss Gwen got the diamond package. Me and my husband got the diamond package because we saw the vision. We saw what we needed to do, and we bought that diamond package. It's $1,600, but you're getting $1,900 worth of product. In other words, you're getting $300 worth of product for free, okay? Another thing is that about the diamond package, let's say you told a friend who decided to be a diamond. Okay, do you know that because you are a diamond, when they enroll, you can make $500, whereas if gold or silver, you will make $200. Now, the difference of that 200 and the 500 is $300. It just rolls up to the next diamond, okay? So that's just letting you know what's on the table. We have ways to, you know, like I say, help you upgrade to a diamond if you're not able to do that at first. I will tell you that most people who come into this, they may not start out as diamond, but they end up as diamonds. Most people, a high percentage, okay? But here's what's very important, because we talked about residual income. I have a lady on my team that's just turned 85, and every week she gets money in her account because she's told a few people, and those people continue to earn, to order this product every. That's what you call residual. She did something one time and she continues to get paid every single week, okay? And every single, month that this money called residual income, something you do one time and get paid over and over. Well, how does that residual income be generated? When somebody under you, and in that binary that I talked about, they order the product, they're generating points, and you get to keep those points if you get at least one sleeve per month yourself. And that will, you can earn up to $100 doing that. But keep in mind, in this binary, there are going to be hundreds and thousands of people. You might only know 3 or 4 of them that you might have enrolled. But everybody that keeps growing up under those people, you get paid on every single person. I know that's hard to believe, but that's what's the beauty of this binary. But if you decide that you really want to, number one, use this product yourself, but you need to keep getting this enough so that you can keep sharing with other people, get 2 sleeves per month. You're going to get it right back when you get paid. 2 sleeves a month will allow you to max out the comp plan. You cannot max out the comp unless you have 2 sleeves. And then you can, and it's enough for 2 people, but it's enough for you to at least share with a few people that every single month. Okay. So, hope I've made that clear to you. Now, it's just time, you guys. It's just time now to make your move. I want you, if you're very serious about your dream and hope for the future, we want to encourage you to get started. Don't hesitate. Don't be a skeptic, because this is scientifically proven. Get back with a person that invited you to this call. Ms. Gwen, and maybe Tanya, maybe Christina, whoever invited you to this call can help you get started. I want you to share. I told you about some trips that we have. This is just a little blurry picture of the Greek Isle, that cruise that you're going to be able to qualify for. And this is a picture of the Bora Bora French Polynesian. You guys, we're getting ready to get we're trying to go for that trip, and we want you to go along with us. But once again, let's get back to the person that this call. I just wanted to let you know we do have additional calls every week. Like, for example, tonight we're going to have a call at 10 o'clock. If you're interested in getting on that call, here is the information. Miss Erica McQueen, who is a very seasoned entrepreneur, that tonight, and you can just get on this number right here, this Zoom, take a picture of it or whatever, and you'll be enlightened. You may be excited about what you've heard already. And no, today is Thursday. And then you want to share it with some other people for them to get on the call. So with that being the case, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight, spending your evening with us. And we hope you decide to partner with us and spread the word. You all have a wonderful evening. Take care.
Thank you, Ms. Verdita.
Thank you, Ms. Verdita. Thanks, everyone.
You're welcome, Tim and Monica.